Hey guys, my name is Daniel Modeki, and I'd like to thank you all so much for joining me today. Most importantly, I'd like us to thank God for enabling all of us to be here and to see a new day. I always sensitize you, my friends, that when you see a new day, remember, it is a gift that has been given to you. And there are others who would have loved to see it, but didn't get a chance to. So always be quick to go to God and say, thank you for the ability to see a new day. And remember, maximize that day. Be the best version of you, because nobody knows when tomorrow will not come. I'd also like to pass my very sincere condolences to you who are watching today who've lost loved ones, family members, friends. I know it is a very, very tough time, a very tough season that we're all going through. But I want to tell you one thing, nothing lasts forever. And so I'm really sorry for what you're going through. And I pray that the Lord God will give you strength, courage, and heart to go through these very trying times. Well, guys, as always, I leave my details at the bottom of the screen right there. And so if you have any questions, any queries, any topics, anything you'd like us to talk about, feel free, hit me up, write me an email, chat me on my social media pages, and I'll make it a point to at least get back to each and every one of you. And well, guys, if you've not subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? Click the subscription button and don't forget the notification bell so that you're always alerted when we post a new video, which is each and every Sunday by the grace of God. And so, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. As we always say, new week, new video. And in today's topic, I'd like us to talk about something that is very important in each and every one of us. Last week, we spoke about not looking back. It is very important not to dwell on the past. And so if you missed that video, go and check it out. Because today's video, we're going to talk about change. You see, guys, in life, each and almost everything has an expiry date. Things have a sell-by date, a shelf life. And so there's a period that which something is useful to someone. But a time comes when that thing is no longer useful. A time comes when change is inevitable. You must change it. And you see, in life, the same thing happens to us as human beings. As you're growing up, when you start going to school, you start with baby class, you go to pre-unit, you go to lower primary, you go to upper primary. All those stages I've mentioned are change. And so it is with a lot of things in our lives today. Some of you still have friends you should have changed a long time ago. Some of you are holding on to habits you should have changed a long time ago. Some of you are in relationships that have expired. Their sell-by date is up, and it's time for you to move on. For human beings, change is very, very difficult, especially if it is painful and uncomfortable. But I'll tell you one thing. The only guarantees you have in life are two things. One, which is death. One day you will die. Secondly, is change. Change is inevitable. It is absolutely important that you learn to embrace this in your life. Because if you don't, then you will be left behind. You will be left in a season that has already passed. And there is nothing as useless as someone or something that has expired in one's life. In fact, it brings more harm than good. Some of you are in a job that every Monday morning you hate going to. You're depressed. You call it Monday blues. I'll tell you, it's because you're doing something that has expired. You're doing something that its shelf life is done. And the only thing you must do is you must be willing to embrace change. Because if you don't change, then you will die. You know, Miles Monroe once said that a lot of you people out there died at 25 and you're waiting to be buried at 65. You know, you have already died. You're dead. You live a life that is empty. You live a life that has no meaning. The things you do don't give you any joy. They don't give you any passion. They give you no satisfaction whatsoever. But you still remain in that space. You still remain in those places. You're still holding on to those friendships. You're still holding on to those relationships. You're still holding on to that job. You're still holding on to that environment. But today I'm here to give you a message that change is inevitable. Do not hate change. Yes, it might be painful. Yes, it might be uncomfortable. But without change, you cannot be that which you are created to be. Without change, you cannot ascend to the levels that you are supposed to ascend to. Without change, you cannot acquire the knowledge, the skills, the understanding that you need to become that new person. You know, I'd like to give you guys a story that I'm sure a lot of you have heard. And this is the story of the eagle. You know, the eagle amongst its species lives the longest. It lives around 70 years. But a time comes when the eagle is met with tough decisions to make. This comes at the age of 40. After the eagle has been alive for 40 years, it has to make a decision. Because at this time, its beak is no longer as straight as it used to be. Its beak is no longer as strong as it used to be. Its talons are no longer as strong as they used to be to grab prey. Its flight feathers are now heavy, and it is compromising its ability to fly. And here comes a decision. The eagle can decide to go up into the mountains and make change, or to live as it is and die. And so the eagle goes up to the mountain where it breaks off its own beak. This must be painful. This must be very uncomfortable. You know, I can imagine some of you breaking off some friends that you've kept in your life till today. It's not easy. It is painful. But you must ask yourself, for me to live for the future, can I be able to hold on to the things that I have today? Have they reached their expiry date? Have they reached their sell-by date? You see, the eagle realizes that this beak has reached its sell-by date and it has to go. And so it breaks off its beak and waits until a new one grows. Once that new one grows, the eagle starts taking off its own talons. It removes them. This is a painful experience I can only imagine. Can you imagine removing your nails? One by one, one by one. It does this process and waits for new ones to grow. Finally, it takes off its feathers so that new, bright, strong, healthy feathers can grow. This takes almost 150 days. It's not a short process. It's a long process. But immediately all this is done, the eagle goes through a rebirth. It is a new eagle. And it has another 30 years where it can continue with what God created it to be. An ultimate bird that hunts from the skies. You see, you must make a decision in your life today. Are you at that point where the eagle gets, where it realizes that in its life, some elements, some aspects have reached the sell-by date and they must be changed? Or do you choose to die and to remain where you are today? You know, my friends, look into your life and ask yourself, what aspects are these that I have refused to change, that I am holding on to, and they bring no joy to me, they bring nothing to me. In fact, they depress you. And every day you keep complaining about them. Every day you keep complaining. You must embrace change. As I said in the beginning of the video, the only two guarantees you have in life is death and change. For death is the destiny of every man, and change is inevitable in this world. And so if you run away from change, then you will be overtaken by events. And you'll find yourself expired. You'll find yourself in a state of despair and depression because you have not embraced change. There's a man who said it is absolutely important for you to know when to hold on. But the most important time is to know when to move. You see, the eagle understands that this time has come. 40 years of usage. I have used this beak to the best of its ability. I have used my flight feathers to the best of their ability. I have used the talons to the best of their ability. But the time has come when I must go through a process of pain. I must go through a process that is very uncomfortable. But for me to be valid, for me to be valuable for the next 30 years, you must ask yourself the same thing. What is it? What situation is it you're in that you don't like, that gives you depression? Your options are limited. Either change it, okay? Correct whatever the problem is, or leave the situation. But you cannot stay there and keep complaining all the time. You must make a decision today, my friends. And I'll tell you today, this video is my own personal life experience. A time has come for change in my life. It's not easy. It's not something that you just wake up today and decide to do. But you must have a vision for the future for you to be willing to make change. You see, the eagle sees the next 30 years. How do I want to be for the next 30 years? And so if I hold on to this beak, if I hold on to these feathers, then I'll be redundant. And you must do the same in your life today. Sit back and ask yourself, what do you want to be in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years? And once you see that, you better ask yourself a question. The friends you have, will they take you there? The relationships you are, will they take you there? The habits that you're holding on to, will they take you to that vision? The job you're in, will it deliver that vision? Or have all those things I've mentioned, have they reached their sell-by date? Have they reached their expiry date? Once you do that analysis, then you must make the tough decision. And the tough decision is to embrace change. My brothers and sisters, you better make that decision today, before it's too late. Before it's too late. Stop living a life that is empty. Stop living a life that gives you no fulfillment. Stop living a life that is without purpose. I always tell you that you're all created with absolute potential hidden within you. And so you must find it. You must seek God, because God is the one who originally created you, and He will show you the blueprint of your life today. And so, my friends, I personally have got to a point where I had to make the decision. And I must have the faith that my tomorrow is brighter than my yesterday. That my tomorrow is brighter than my present. Only then can you make the decision. Have the faith. And don't lose hope. Change is a beautiful thing, if embraced at the right time. Change brings growth. Change brings knowledge. Change helps you expand your comfort zone. A lot of us are afraid of change because of a comfort zone, because of familiar territory. But let me tell you today, the more you change, the bigger the territory you conquer. If your comfort zone is this small, when you embrace change, it grows bigger and bigger and bigger. And so you conquer more and more territory because of embracing change. And so I pray that God will help each and every one of you, my viewers today. God will help you go through this very tough but important stage of life that will bring out in you a new lease of life, bring out of you new meaning of life, bring in passion, bring in motivation, inspiration, and growth, not only for you, but for others. And so, let's not make this video too long, but I believe and trust that this week you will look into the things you are doing that probably have expired. They've reached their sell-by date, and change is required. Decide today that Monday will no longer be a day you hate because you go to a place you don't like. Make a decision to change. And so guys, may the Lord bless you. May He keep you. May He shine His face upon you and be with you and guide you as you assess your life this week. And so guys, hit me up, man. Drop comments, send me an email, chat me up on my social media pages, and tell me the process that you're going through. And we'll pray together. May God bless you, may He keep you, and have a blessed week. Until next time, take care and God bless.